Hello fellow rogues and alchemists, and welcome to another episode of Stoneblock 3! In the previous episode, we obtained infinite mana! And in this episode, we're going to put that infinite mana to great use. We're going to get some talc and make myself a house, a mansion. It's worth it! We're back inside the old lab here, because we needed to pick up some supplies, which I've already done thanks to our terminal here. Some redstone stuff, and some supplies to make the Merry Marphos. Behold. 9 full mana pools, and I didn't have to do anything for it. Oh, that's exciting. I love having passive mana. Meanwhile, the farm's just going to backfill, so we are good on mana now. Doesn't get us out of this prison, but at least while we stay here, we can be comfortable in the mansion we're about to build. So, I'm going to create what I've made a few times, something I call the A.C.O.R.N, and I think it will work quite nicely to get us our talc. Now, I do wish I had brought... I didn't bring a big barrel. I should have made a diamond... Hello, diamond barrel? Oh, dang. Diamond barrel's filled with a lot of stuff. Okay, I guess we're going to be making it out of stone. Since we have all the stone brick, we might as well use it. I maybe overestimated how much I needed for the farm down below. And a boom. Okay. That's there. Okay. Great. Run. Okay. It only triggered it once. That's fantastic. It's a bit of a waste of mana, unfortunately, but, well, or is it? We have it to burn. We'll make this more efficient later. Right now I just need something that works. Okay, so that should be a quick pulse, which means if we activate this, it'll shoot, and it leaves the block up there. Perfect. I want to make our flower before we get too much further on this, actually. The Merry Marphos is the core to everything that we're doing. And also my inventory is filled with materials, and I'd like to get those out of my hands. So let's go ahead and do this here. I think we just go a little something like that. I can always make another one. I've waited far too long. Making a flower. I love this process. Seeds. Nice. And we'll combine it with this floating flower here that we got. There we go. To kind of demonstrate here. See how fast it takes this. Wow, that's a big area. Wow. But boom. Talc! It's even the block we want. Beautiful. And it will make different types, as you can see. So fast. Oh, that's beautiful. That is brilliant. Look at all these pretty colors we get. And each one of these has chiseled versions, slabs, and stairs, and everything. And that's what we're going to make not only this house out of, but these are going to be the template blocks for the other buildings as well. Oh, this is so worth. Look at this pretty rosy talc you get. Oh, I love this. Now, don't I look appropriate with my engineer's goggles on and my hazmat pants? Because I am engineering something with Botania right here. Let me show you what I've gotten so far. Now, we are almost done here. This thing looking crazy. Crazy elegant. Now, let's look at this. So, first, I just love how compact this is. Now, pat myself on the back. We got water really close to redstone. What we're going to do is we're going to put lava right up here. And that will instantly make it stone. Perfect. As planned. Wonderful. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and just cap this all off with glass. That will stop any unfortunate accidents from occurring here. probably wondering about Fade. How are you going to get the stone out of there? Okay. Well, that's nice. Alright, let's go down here. Perfect. And we'll just do this, get rid of that, and go. Okay. So here's kind of our weirdly transparent acorn that you can't really see because of the dark background, but that's fine. Here's how this works. So these are pulse spreaders, and they are adjacent to mana pools which have a dominant spark on them. And these are all within range of every single one of these pools, and they're colored red. So these little pools always be full. You can't see that right now because mana doesn't render through glass, but they're all full. And these spreaders will only shoot when they are given a power from redstone, once they're powered. They'll shoot once when powered. When this is on, that cauldron will be up in the center and will power all of these comparators, which will strongly power this block, which will power this pulse spreader, which will then shoot the block. Now, that won't do anything right now. We want these blocks, and we want them silk touched. We do not want to have to smelt them because they do have cobble variants, which is something we will use, but I think I want to store them in their silk touched versions. Start with just the one here, just to do a proof of concept. So we have a mana lens. Get these, which we got from Haunting Lapis. Water lens. Get this weight lens. So what a weight lens will do is when you paint brush a block with mana shot through a weight lens, it'll be given gravity like it's sand and fall. And we've got these half slabs here. That's not gonna work. That needs to be a bottom slab. Good catch, me. Okay. So the block this will drop, land on this, and break. Then it'll be picked up by this hopper. It'll be tossed into here. When this gets full, this will power, which will hit this, which will hit that, which will turn the machine off. So it'll run until this is full, and then the machine will turn off. We can turn it on manually by hitting the button. Now, I would have done one thing here to make it a little bit cleaner. Usually when I make this farm, I like to catch the mana that's not used. Because when these shoot and hit this, it's going to have more mana than what it needs, and it would continue through. And usually I like to collect that mana in another mana pool, and then make it recessive so it drains into other pools. Now, I'm not doing that this time because since this is infinite and it fills so quick, these will always be full, and any pools I get to collect the backflow won't have anywhere to distribute it. It'll just get stuck in the system, and it would just get wasted anyway. So instead, I'm just going to try to make the whole system use less mana to begin with. And to do that, we're going to make another lens. This one is called a messenger lens, and it uses paper. Now these are usually used when you want to use mana as information conveyance, when the payload doesn't matter, just the fact that it's present at all. But I did find out through testing that blocks don't really care how much mana they're hit with when they're hit with a weight lens. So we can reduce the amount of mana that is being shot through. And what we can do is we can compound these lenses. So we're going to have the mana lens on top because I want its property to establish first. And there we go. We got these composite lenses. And then we can stick these on our spreaders, and they should still drop the block, but use only 1/6 of the mana payload they normally use. And then we can just plop one of these on each one. Nice. We got our floating Marimorphos here, and this is about ready to go. So right now, this should create just normal stone, so we can just do a dry run here. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, turn that off. awesome. This is expensive, but it's so worth it. And we'll give it a little stem. And then we'll plop Metamorphos on top. Whoop! Ping, ping, ping! Oh, it's awesome. And let's just take a... See if we can get something in the background so we can see this a bit better. Yeah! Oh, that's cute! You can see why I call it the acorn. It has a roughly acorn shape. Produces 4 of these at a time. Oh, beautiful. Fully run off of mana. That's incredible. Okay. Turn it on. It's not converting fast enough, I'm noticing. Well, every great design has its hiccups, but I think I found a solution. Make more Morphos. But also I want to make sure there's only one Morphos flower per stone that generates. And the way we're going to do that is by making teeny tiny ones. Now, the way we get that is we need to make a alchemical catalyst. And we need brewing stands for that. I hope we have enough. Need 2. 1, 2. Okay. I know we don't have... How many of those do we even have? Rod. Okay. Good thing we only needed 2. Okay. Perfect. That will allow us to convert these guys into small ones. And this is going to be good anyway, because it also lets us do another very important conversion. Glowstone is a pain in the butt for us, and I actually need that to make these flowers float. And you can convert redstone into glowstone, and we don't have any problem with redstone. Put in our catalyst. This. And now you can kind of see it shining through. And if we take these bitty ones. Now before I fully convert, I'll make sure this works. We need to make ourselves floating versions. So let's grab one of these flowers here. We need to make it shiny. It means we need glowstone. And glowstone's been such a pain. Oh my goodness, that feels so good. That feels so good. Ah! And now we have a teeny tiny little floating Metamorphos. Let's look at it here. Let's put it right here. Ooh. That's still a pretty big range, actually. Okay, it's a smaller range though, which is actually good. That other range was enormous. So less stuff for it to check. I think that answers that question, I think. Let's do a little test. Put down our little guy. That was really fast. I liked that. I liked that a whole lot. Top it off. And we got to keep our little stem. Very happy. Let's see how this looks from the outside here. Our camera. That looks very awesome. And I don't want to see any stone. So let's take this out. And we'll just let that run a bit. And it'll make more talc than anything else because we are in a plains. Okay, we got one. That might be an anomaly. Let's get rid of that stone. If we see any more, we know there's a possibility, but... And it's a smooth variant. Okay, every once in a while. So the reason why that's happening, I think, is because we are using these messenger lenses as part of the weight lens. One of the things that does, it makes it shoot farther. and faster as compensation for the fact that it doesn't hold as much mana. So, unfortunately, I think that means every once in a while, we're getting normal stone. We still have the big Marimorphos. And now, take this. Hopefully that will catch any stragglers. Alright, I think that did it. Alright, look at all that talc. Oh, we're rich. Oh, yes. Now we have the block variants that we need. I can hardly talk. I mean, I love wattle and daub, but stairs, slabs, walls, cobble variants as well. Oh, this is so good. I'm ready to build. I'm keen to see the difference between the wattle and daub and the talc, so I'm going to put this panel here in the middle, and we can compare it side by side and see how well that actually matches up. Huh. It's very hard to see the difference. I think the wattle and daub actually tiles a bit more, and I think it's a slightest bit more yellowy. You know, I was thinking about using the talc for the ceilings and using wattle and daub for the floors. But here's the main reason why I wanted it for the ceilings. So we could have this effect here. This beam effect, since we have slabs. But now that I'm looking at it, I think I want to replace the walls too. Because I can use walls for walls and I can get that same layering effect with the pillars. But the wattle and daub, it can still be used. Woo! It can still be used as a mixing block. Hello. So it turns out my home is really, really big. So I'm not going to get it all done this episode. But I am getting a nice direction and how this is looking. Take a look at this. It's beginning to look pretty nice. So we kind of have an idea of where the top of the house will be, top of the roof. Speaking of roofs, I was able to get this trim done a good way around the home. This was a lot of concrete, let me tell you. And when you're using diagonal bits like that, it uses up a bunch. And it's hard to place. But do you know what makes it easier to place? What makes it easier to place is this amazing, lovely wand of symmetry. I love this thing. I figured out how it works. Out of my body. I don't have any food right now. But you can place it down, and then the way it works is anything that you place over here on this side of the mirror will be placed an equidistant number of blocks on the other side. So for example, we can go bop, 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 bop. And see? And I was able to use this mirror to place down this roof trim. I was all the way over here, and it was able to detect it, and gratefully I made this home symmetrical, at least down that axis. And it was even able to place the roof, given the fact that these are rotational blocks with different models depending on orientation. And it handled it just fine. Another thing, a little trick of the mirror, is if you don't want to have it, let's say you're pillaring up just to get somewhere you don't necessarily want to duplicate, you can just move it out of your inventory, your hotspar, and it will disappear. Put it back and it'll come back. Very nice. Also, it respects vein miner. So if I do this, boop, takes them out on both sides. And bolt. In other words, I love you. But we're going to call that an episode for today. We'll finish up the house hopefully between episodes. When we come back, we'll have a fresh new home I can show off to all you guys because it is going to look nice. I can already see it. It is coming together and I like what I see. If you like what you saw, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out Sassy Rogue on her side of the channel. And I will see you in the next episode of Stoneblock 3. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.